Like you're one of those people like you gotta know.
Thanks.
You have to know.
That's me.
I want y'all to know I'm setting this live up. So
that's fine. Yes, I have to know. I have to know, and I feel like I have to understand. Although I do know that I don't always have to.
Your thing has been how, when, why, and what. Like you're asking these 4 questions, and it's crazy because you're just like, okay, show me. And you ask for him to show you.
We are live, guys.
Oh.
Just so that y'all know.
So my question now to you is that, do you have your answers? Do you feel it? Because you've been asking these questions, so they're there.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be as confident as I was if I didn't feel like I had them.
Enjoy. We can talk more because
I wouldn't be as confident as I was.
Love it.
If I
love
didn't.
it.
So that's why I'm saying I receive everything, because you are nothing but a confirmation. I know.
Divine intervention.
Man.
Divine intervention.
You have questions, you just answered the rest of it for me.
And Sequoia always here to support you in anything that you do. So just let us know if you need anything.
Okay, y'all. So we're going to segue. So, hey, watchers on Facebook. We got about 8 people watching right now. Welcome to Wine&Grow with Ken and Kay and Ken. We got our special guests on here. We got Miss Corinne Davis, Miss Danielle, Miss Lindsay, Leandra, and Miss Erica. So today we had a little happy hour. We've been vibing for about an hour before we joined you guys on Facebook Live. And we just want to welcome y'all to our discussion, because we've been in there. If y'all caught the little tail end, of what Sequoia and Lindsay were talking about, we just been feeding each other. So we definitely want to welcome y'all into this conversation.
I mean, of course, should I say what we were talking about?
You can.
I mean,
that's up to you. That's completely up to you.
Okay, we were talking about transitioning. That's a good word.
Yeah.
Transitioning. My life is a big transition right now. Within this week, I've lost my job and also became a homeowner. But the space that I'm in, it didn't bother me. I promise y'all, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me because I know what's for me. I know what's for me already. I know what's coming to me. And Lindsay, although I've had many confirmations, she was a real confirmation for what I've already had planned.
And mind you, this is Sequoia and Lindsay's first interaction. First interaction.
We know each other now. Actually, I know her. That's Lindsay. Hey, girl.
I know her now. That's Lindsay.
But prior to the happy hour, I did not know Lindsay. There's always going to be somebody to confirm your plans, to confirm what you
oh, come on. And that's what you got to look for in whatever that you're doing. And I kind of said this last night on my Facebook when I said, if you're trying to figure out if something is good for you or not, you have to ask yourself, is this fueling me or is this draining me? And that's just that's the same whenever you're trying to change something in your life, you moving through a transition, definitely look for confirmation. And that's what people tell you when you go to church. You should be going to church to get a revelation of something that God has already told you. Mm-hmm. You should not be going to church and seeking for them to tell you something. Most of the time it's just clarification on something that you should already be talking to God with privately. And so for anybody who's thinking about going to church, make sure y'all have built a personal relationship with God. Make sure that you're talking to him regularly. So when you go into church, it's damn, I needed that.
You got it.
I needed that. It's right on time.
Because if you don't have a relationship, you're not gonna be able to hear anything, and you're gonna constantly question what you want, what you're trying to hear. You're gonna always have questions because you don't have that relationship. Period.
Make sure y'all share this on y'all Facebooks. I should have tagged all of y'all, huh? I guess I could do that. So anyways, first and foremost, we want to send our condolences to the George Floyd family. It's very sad to see what's happening and going on. I mean, it's how many times do we even have to say stuff like this? Black Lives Matter, RIP, and
it shouldn't be a number of times.
It's but that's what I'm saying. It's not a number of times, but it's just why do we have to keep saying this? It's just terrible. And today I actually asked Demayak, what did he think? Because my son is on social media now, so he's seeing things before, like, because we don't watch the news a lot, and I actually just found out recently because I don't spend a lot of time on social media, so I really have to pay attention. And so I had actually seen him shared in his Instagram story. So it was kind of like he knew before me, which is scary, you know? And I asked him about his feelings about it. And he was like, oh, I just wrote an essay about this. I'm like, okay. An essay? I'm like, for school? He's like, no. He was like, you know, Dree, his auntie asked him about his feelings. She asked him to write her something about it. And he basically was just like, he just feels like the cops are purposely becoming official so that they can kill off people. He said he feels like, yes, some people may be genuine. He was like, but I feel like a lot of these people who are a part of like the Ku Klux Klan and who are racist, that they're taking these positions in authority so that they can purposely hurt Black people. And that hurt me hearing that come from my son, that he already knows that at the age of 13.
They have to fear their life at the age of 13. My son is 11. Okay? Yeah. And the only thing that I can think about is the fact that I'm trying to raise a young Black boy, a king in this society, and y'all fear him, and he's only 11. It don't even matter the age, but it goes down to that because it's even kids dying, right? Because of police officers. Like it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it don't make sense. So it's a scary world that we live in. And the question that keeps coming up too, that I keep seeing on social media is, if you were there, what would you do? Would you try to stop the officer? Or just because would you try to stop the officer because you know you want to help your Black brother, you want to help your family, because that's basically what it is. Our family is dying at the hands of somebody else, and we're only watching and recording.
Exactly. And yeah, and it's like, at what point is it ever safe for us to intervene? You know, because if somebody would have tried to intervene, then that could have been their life too.
You become a sacrifice.
Exactly.
You have a family at home too. So now it's just like, what do you do? Yeah. Do you continue to be a bystander and record it because it's still injustice and you still want it to be seen and be rectified? Although it's not going to be rectified how we want it to be rectified.
Y'all know what else was deep coming from the mouth of a 13-year-old? I said to Mike, well, what do you think we can do about it? He said, it ain't nothing we can do. He said, racist people going to always be here. I said, why you say that? He said, that's just how they are. Like, they're just raised that way. You know, he said, and that's just, there's nothing we can do to get rid of it.
Behavior that needs to be unlearned.
It's basically, yes, it's toxic behavior that's been taught to them. You know, and it's like, for real, that they're going, it's just like, and this is actually a perfect segue when we're talking about, you know, just being whole and stuff. Yeah. Like, you have to actually you have to recognize that you have a problem and then be intentional about changing yourself to actually fix that thing. Like, because you have to stop making excuses for how you act. Well, I was taught this way and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter what you was taught if it was wrong. And I actually watched a video earlier from a white lady. She was like an intercessor. She's a Christian. And she was talking about how it's going to, like, the white population. She's like, this isn't a Black problem. They're not the people who need to be fixing this, because they can't fix something in the system that they're not a part of. She said, it's going to take for white people who think that it's wrong to speak up and go up against the other white people who are making a problem. You know, and I'm like, it's just like she was talking about the Muslim community. She's like, if people are coming into their religion and they're not really being productive and they're maybe bringing ill feelings to it, then they're going to kick them out. That's just like the church in the Black community. Y'all know, like, they ain't having that. It's a certain things that they're not allowing in the church. You know, so that's just what this is. Like, white people who don't feel like racism is fair, they have to speak up for us. It's not enough for us to speak up against something that we don't even have control over. So yeah, that's my rant.
I think there's other things that we could do too. So I also believe that we actually need to join the system that we don't like or that we feel is corrupt. So I feel the same way about politics. Like, if you don't like the politicians that's in office, if you don't like the police officers that are in office, and that's what they're doing, and we know these bad people are getting in these positions, then we need more good people getting in positions. We need to raise people or raise these kids to get in these positions right away. Whether it's police officers, whether it's firefighters, they need to hold those positions. And we wouldn't see this as much if we're raising kids now, raising kids to be adults that are looking out for other adults, to know their culture, to know who they're dealing with, to know what to look for, to know mental health. They just really have to know, but we also can't be afraid to join the system that we don't like.
Yeah.
Korean, you got to be a Black History teacher.
No, Korean is gonna be the bomb.
Why you no, seriously, I'm dead ass though.
You already know your calling though.
It's still in. I got you, but no, I love it.
So
hey, Marlon.
So we were having a discussion.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, prior to going live. So the topic tonight is, can you handle me whole? Right? And Lizzie made a powerful statement that I wanted her to hold. I wonder if she remembers that. I said, remember that when we go live. Do you remember that?
I remember portion of it.
Well, can you reiterate the best part of it for the people who are watching the class?
For the people in the back.
So I was saying that when a woman starts to elevate spiritually, mentally, physically, most men, if they're not strong, they can't handle it. Ultimately saying, I recently been looking into like definitions of the difference of an alpha and a beta. I don't know if a lot of people know what it is, but you have to look up an alpha, because an alpha is a mixture of a beta and a theta male. A beta and a theta male are two different things. A beta is very soft. A theta is somebody who is very agitated and angry most of the time. And an alpha is somebody who is an intertwined person of them both. And most men who are not an alpha cannot deal with a female that is an alpha. And that's what happens when a female starts to elevate herself.
Which is basically what we're talking about. Because you get so like when you meet somebody and you're broken, a woman, a man, right? Usually that person takes on a role of nurturing you, catering to you, raising you. And right, I'm gonna let you in.
Okay, because we gotta come back to that.
So when you actually get to a point where you're good, one, you may not be attracted to that person anymore, or two, that person may not be attracted to you anymore, because there was different parts of you that they need. Maybe that person needed to be able to help somebody in that time, and you needed somebody to help you in that time. So when you become whole and you're okay, you're not going to be attracted to the same type of person. That person can be overwhelmed by the time that you're okay, you good. They may not be ready to, they like, okay, at this point, I'm tired of this. Or like I said, you may get to a point where you just realize you actually want better for yourself. And that person who helped you is not really what you wanted.
True.
You wanted to say some stuff.
Because she said the word raise. And because it just was, it was just, the word raise came from a conversation that I had yesterday. And it was based off of someone. Let me tell y'all what's hard about this real quick.
Got our summer straws.
Because Hot Girl Summer has started, but that's a whole nother episode. It's hard trying to be transparent without being fully transparent.
So
So I'm trying my hardest to tell this story without having to, So, conversation I was having yesterday, a comment was made about a comment was made about someone having to raise someone else as their husband. And it kind of made me feel, I'm not gonna say it kind of made me look at them sideways for the comment, because
mind y'all remember our conversation on single people giving marriage advice.
It made me feel something, because I'm not here to raise anybody's son, and nor a man is not here to raise anybody's daughter.
Right.
If I have to raise you, that means I raise children. Let's just go there. I raise children. My children, who are 14 and 11. I'm not here to raise no man. Like I said before, I am here to elevate, help you grow, And I did say raise your vibration.
Raise, that's because I was waiting on you to say that. That's what she was raising your vibration. So like, I'm not raising you. I'm raising your vibrations, meaning that I'm encouraging you. I'm bringing you positive energy, and I'm making you want to be the best version of you by being the best version of me, right? Wow. Like it's a partnership in a relationship.
There's a we now.
It's a we. And if there's just, and we were on a live earlier on Instagram, and it was two men talking about dating and how they feel like, well, one man in particular was talking about how he feels like he's putting so much into this dating relationship, and not that the woman isn't doing anything, but he feels like he's hitting all of these markers for her. Like she's just waiting to tell him when it's okay. It's just like, I told it's not healthy to date anybody, to be in any type of dating relationship where you feel like your energy isn't being reciprocated. Period. That's whether you're in a dating stage or if you're in a relationship or if you're married. Your energy needs to be reciprocated. You need to be being fed, not drained. Period. So like when you mention like raising vibrations, that like hit me different, because I'm like, that's deep. Like, and if people looked at that, like, again, if you just visualize your situation, any type of relationship you have, families, friendships, whatever, it should be raising your vibrations. No type of communication or connections that you have with people should be draining you and bringing you down, because that's not healthy. That's not safe.
Let me tell you something. And I'm saying this now for who all knew me and knew my situation last year. I am a different person from who I was last year. And it didn't take a year. I can tell you that. Because I am here to raise my own vibrations to be better for the next person that comes along. Because I can't, if I'm still living in those same insecurities, in the same trauma that I had before, I'm not gonna be better for nobody else. I'm not gonna be better for me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it comes a time when you have to work on yourself. I can't be broken forever.
And when you do, right? And ladies, please interject at any time. Like, y'all on here too, so we want to hear what y'all got to say. So like, we were talking about 2 and a Happy Hour, just like in that healing journey, right? In that process, a woman, a man, whoever came into that relationship broken, like you had insecurities, you lacked confidence, like you were just unsure about yourself. So when you're healing, you start to set boundaries, you start to actually date, you know what you like, right? And that's why I say it's like almost inevitable that you're not going to be attracted to the same person that you got into a relationship with when you were broken, because you were looking for something different. Mm-hmm. And now that you're whole and you're healed, you know what you want. Mm-hmm. It's a different type of desire that you have. You want somebody who's going to give you positive energy. Like you may be in a state where you realize you want to start a business, and the person who you got with is not about that. They like, that's not what you was on. We met. Oh, because I didn't even know who I was when we met. Period. But now I know who I am.
Or if I felt like I knew who I was, I've invested so much into you that I forgot who I was and forgot what I liked, forgot what I loved.
This girl preaching, because that happens a lot. That happens a lot in broken relationships, right? You have one person who you will literally sacrifice. You got to be careful, right? And that's, again, when you're whole, you recognize that, especially because me dating now, I recognize that early on. I'm like, ooh, this seems like a lot of me giving, right? So I'm not getting myself into that type of situation. I'm gonna give you a chance. We can talk about it, because again, I was telling Sequoia earlier, if you don't set those boundaries, people are gonna do what you allow them to do. And if you don't let them know what you need up front, they're gonna take whatever you gave them and run with it. Mm-hmm. And that's somebody who's whole and healed. They're gonna tell you what they need. They're not going to let you try to figure it out. A lot of women who's dating and men like catty stuff, just figure it out. They want you to learn them. No, I'm going to tell you. So we have no miscommunication.
Hello?
I'm going to tell you what I desire. I'm going to tell you what I want, right? And I'm going to let you figure some things out, because I do believe you got to be careful. Because if you tell somebody too much, they may manipulate the situation and pretend to be the person that you want.
So I got a question, y'all.
Yes.
This conversation is making me think a lot about power and how their issues were, because they got married prior to them knowing each other, and they were on the same page when they got married. But later in the marriage, he wanted something different for himself. He wanted to grow. He wanted something different for himself. So what my question is, and why I is, do you think because people are growing in their relationship and changing in the relationship, does that cause cheating?
So with that being said, I do, but see, listen, I'm not. Let me put that out there. I'm a cheater for anybody that's, because I'm hesitating to answer this. I feel that it can. It's possible. It's a possibility because of the fact that now you feel that person is not on the same page as you, and if you're communicating what your needs are, and they're not willing to, like, they'll be like, well, this is what you wanted before. This is what I am. This is this, and this is that. Telling you that basically there is no room for them to be different or change or grow. It will, because everybody's not just gonna leave, and that's why it's gonna cause cheating, because you don't want to leave the person that you was with, because you don't want to hurt them.
Exactly.
So even though you're hurting them without leaving them, you gonna try to fill that little void that you got, but you're gonna go back to that person that you've been with for the longest, and go back to what you're comfortable to.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's say that. Go back to what you're comfortable to. You're not gonna leave that situation, but you should, if that situation is continuing to make you unhappy. Let me tell y'all something. The main thing for me after
because she needs to get this off her chest.
It's so crazy. After a lot of the things that I've gone through and a lot of things that I've seen within myself, the main thing for me is happiness. If it is not making me happiness, it does not serve me. Period.
We're getting that on some shirts. We're getting that on some shirts this summer.
If it does not make me happy, it does not serve me.
And I can change that. Welcome, Ebony.
Hey,
welcome.
And I can change that. We all have choices. I'm not gonna choose to stay in an unhappy situation just because I'm comfortable. I deserve to be uncomfortable, because me being uncomfortable is gonna take me to the next level.
Exactly. And that's what people fear, right? People fear being uncomfortable. It's that fear, like, not that uncertainty of what's next and stuff like that. But that's where we grow. That's where we grow the most. And like Sequoia was saying, like, I believe that as well. Like, cheating occurs out of fear of moving forward. When you know you're done with something, but you're just trying to stay in that, but you feeding yourself outside of your relationship. You need to just leave that thing, because if you leaving it anyways to be with somebody else, you're not supposed to be in there. Period.
And I'm not saying that leaving is easy.
It's not. It never is. Whether you married, you dating, if that's just somebody you say hi to, leaving, walking away ain't easy. I just saw him in McDonald's. It was hard. He was fine.
I don't necessarily.
I think at the same time that it's not so much, leaving does not have to be an option if, depending on the individuals, the two individuals, because in certain situations you do have where a person is growing and another person just does not want to budge where they are. But then you have some situations to where you do have the person, well, I see you growing and I'm trying to grow, but I'm not growing as fast as you. So then at that point, you have to make the decision on whether you're going to wait around for that person to grow as well, or if you're going to be there to uplift that person, to try and get that person to do it. And I say uplift because you cannot do it for them. So that's when it comes to a decision. And the only reason why I say that is because I'm one of those people who sat around with older people my entire life as a kid. And one of the things that I think of looking at my relationships, I always wonder, like, dang, what all did y'all go through? How did y'all get through all of that? How y'all stay together so long? 40 years, 30 years? We can't make it 3 years.
But see, some people also stay in those relationships that long, especially older people, is because they settled.
Yeah, simple as that. And they're not really happy. They were never really happy, you know. And it's not like, and again, we're not saying walk away from marriages, walk away from relationships and stuff like that. I agree with you, Danielle. We have to be more conscious about the things that we're willing to work with somebody on.
Yes.
Right? Because if you know somebody is actually trying and putting in effort, help them.
Right. I'm not gonna leave you because
again, I'm here to raise your vibration. So we're gonna do this together. We finna vibe, we finna be a team. I got you, you got me.
Hello?
But you gotta want it for yourself first and foremost. Like what Sequoia mentioned earlier, I'm not here to raise a man. So I'm not about to be knocking on you every. Did you apply for that job today? Now you said you wanted to do this. Did you start your LLC? Like, no, you told me you wanted to do it.
I can hold you accountable, but you also have to hold yourself accountable.
She had to put my finger down. I was a little serious. We ain't going there.
I can hold you accountable, but you also have to hold accountable for yourself.
I think it's also being committed too, like being able to go through those thick and thins, because it definitely get really, really thin to the point where you feel like it's gonna break, like any second, like I'm about to leave. Oh my god. it get like
that's elastic. I broke that.
This broke.
It gets real. But I also, so when you talk about thick and thin, when you're talking about just knowing that, okay, I made a commitment, I'm sticking with my commitment, we're gonna make it through it. You know what I'm saying? So even when it gets hard, where you just not up and leaving just because of anything, you know, because it feels like you get to that point where you like questioning yourself. It feels like you want to leave. It feels like that's the best thing for you. I could do better by myself, you know.
What if anything turns to many things though? Because again, we gonna get comfortable in that situation.
But it feels like that though. It's difficult because you can feel like that because it's your feelings. Yeah. But it may not be actual. It may not be factual. It may not be realistic when other people are looking at your situation. That's why I think it's important to get others' opinions as well, because we can look at it totally different because we're in the situation.
It is, yes, I do agree about getting other people's opinions, but I still also know or feel anyway. I feel that, you know, we always know when it's time to move forward on your own. So it's almost like we tend to start making excuses. That's why I say when anything turns into many things, we're gonna tend to make excuses for the many things
why we can't leave.
Exactly. And that we get stuck in that situation, and then we portray that it's better than what it is, and we're staying because they still do this, they still do that, and when you know you weren't happy, you've been unhappy.
That's why we have discernment though. That's what God gives us, and so you have to use your better judgment to know, okay, are we working this out? Am I helping you better you, or am I just babying you? Am I just coddling you? If that's the right word, I'm sorry, but it's like, am I just holding your hand through this, or are you really trying to make it through? We don't know it all. You know what I mean? And a partnership is meant for each other to grow. Exactly. You know, he's supposed to help you be the best version of yourself, and you're supposed to help him be the best version of him. So you have to just use your best judgment to figure out what kind of situation am I in. Am I in a situation that, yes, we are growing, I can see the efforts, I can see that this is being a partnership and not a mommy and sonship. You know what I mean? So you just got to use your best judgment at that point. So you don't want to get complacent. So then you start realizing, like, damn, I'm steady repeating myself. He said he's telling me the things he wants. I'm showing him how to get it, but yet he's not out there trying to go get it. You know, when you continue to see the pattern that he's not willing to, he's really not motivated, he just faking the funk, like making you think that shit is working, but it really ain't, then that's when you know, like, all right, you on some bullshit. So.
Hey, Rachel girl, welcome. Look, she like, I'm gonna get up in this thing.
How we lit?
Hey, Rachel
girl. It's happy hour season finale. Y'all, if y'all don't know, this is our season finale for season 1.
Cause we got seasons of this.
Season 1,
y'all. We working, okay.
Like, you know what? This really started, but this really like it's just like we started off as fun. Just fun. We were just talking, and then y'all, my friends, most y'all know me, so my mind be like, she want to have fun, but I'm like, how can this be?
My mind work when it needs to.
We're gonna do this.
You know, my mind, y'all know. So she like, I'm put the ideas out there, just run with it. So she gave me, she like, I'm like, you sure you don't mind doing this? Cool, fine, we gonna do it. We gonna do this. And we like a perfect match, because she like,
I told y'all that's my soulmate.
You know.
No, we got this though, y'all.
Y'all business.
Come with the happy hour drink, Rachel.
Girl, daily. I'm promoting them.
Girl, I'm promoting them.
Right?
You got the daily.
Y'all go get y'all a daily. Cup from Walmart.
Look at you. That's a cute cup too.
Okay.
Yes,
I was just sitting in my car too, right? So I was sitting in the car too.
Yeah.
Girl, the kids got in the car with me. I had to get out.
Me too.
Are we going over?
I mean, it's not 7:30 yet.
Okay, so it's y'all. Do y'all feel that y'all? Well, some of y'all are married. That's on here. Oh, which college? Oh, there she go.
So we got single people, we got married people.
We got a mix, actually.
Anybody just in a relationship? Or anybody in a relationship? No, you are
just in a relationship. Okay.
Just in a relationship. So okay, we got a mixture of everything here.
I'm single.
We heard you, girl. Put it out there. Everybody watching. Holla at me.
I'm single.
You see me winking?
Is that a wink or?
Rachel, you funny as hell.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Do you? Well, in reality though, because you are single, Rachel.
Me.
Me. Then you're in a relationship, but at the same time, because do you still feel like you're in a place to be in a relationship? Because you still know what your past hurts are and what you still carry. Do you still feel like you're in a place to be in a relationship right now?
Sequoia is getting deep today.
I
Okay.
would say
I wasn't even ready. Like I said, all my stuff everything I think of comes during the live.
She's not holding back.
I get ready during the live.
I would say that when I initially got into my relationship, I thought that I was, but I really wasn't. So all the stuff that I thought I was ready for, when I had to face it, it was just like, nope, I want out. I want out. I don't want to do this. I need to rethink some stuff. And it wasn't fair to myself in that situation. And it definitely was not fair to him either for me to put him in that situation. So at this point, you know, he and I have had to go through our different things or whatever. But at this point, we are both working on healing. So we do things to where we do things apart. And now we're coming to a point to where we're doing things together.
That's great.
The reason why we're doing that at this point is because we got a little one coming. So we got to figure something out, whether we're going to be together or not. We still have to come to some type of core value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, when I first got into it, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then I end up realizing I really wasn't ready mentally. It was more of allowing loneliness to come in, you know, because I had not really worked on the things that I needed to work on. Yeah, I went to therapy, but I went through the motions of therapy like we talked about earlier. I just went through the motion. I didn't really do the work because I didn't feel like crying. It was certain stuff I did not want to face. I did not want to deal with, like having certain conversations with people and stuff like that. I didn't want to do it. But at this point, I've started having those conversations. And with those conversations, even though some people don't feel like that it will affect your relationship with somebody, it really does. So like, I had to have a conversation with my mother, you know, from past hurts as a child. I had to have a conversation with my mother with past hurts of a child, because I didn't realize that I carried those things in each one of my relationships with the man. And then after that, I had to have conversations with exes. And most of all, I had to have a conversation with myself and God, because I had to learn how to forgive myself, which Lindsay knows that's still a process, but I'm a little bit further in the process of what I used to be. But it takes time. And I think a lot of people, including that's how I was, don't really want to take that time, because it's like, life is short. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. Time is ticking. I'm 30 something. Like, no, take whatever you can, because it's really true. Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly.
It's very, very true.
And that goes along with, you just have to break those generational curses too, because generational curses it's a curse. It'll curse your relationships, current relationships, future relationships, even just friendships, not just intimate relationship, but just your normal friendships that can help. I mean, that can heard it. So that's good that you took those steps to figure out where the hurt started.
Exactly. And that's truly the point of, my hashtag, my famous hashtag is the healing journey. Like, it's not just about fixing what's current, but you literally have to dig deep, right? Because there's always something deeper in what's going on. Like, and even that we was talking about this earlier, we were talking about what we were going to talk about tonight, and we had mentioned the George Floyd thing, like the pain that Black people bring into relationships is deeper than even just what happened with you and your mom. It's about what other people have done to us, because your parents were maybe abused by somebody outside of their family, and then they bring that to you, and then you bring it to the next person. So it's so much deeper, and we really do have to take the time. And we talked about this earlier before we went live, like actually being intentional about the walk, really saying that this is what I want to do, and actually taking the steps to do it. You have to be an active participant in your healing process. And what I've had to learn is that God uses relationships to expose parts of us. Sometimes, like, regardless of if you're not in an intimate relationship.
Sorry, don't.
I'm gonna let girl, because you be
listen. She ready, look.
Okay,
because I'm ready to hear.
But God will use, even if it's not an intimate relationship, you need to be in a relationship with someone. You need to have a friend that's close to you, or somebody, because it's in those relationships that different things are exposed. Like, my friends have helped me see so much about myself before a man has helped me see it. Girl, you a little bit controlling. Girl, you a little bit insecure. Girl, you be getting jealous. Like, it's like I am in a relationship with them. And it, period, sis. So, like,
you mad, girl.
Right. So, like, I was coming to say that because sometimes we misread relationships.
Yeah.
And we may jump into a romantic relationship, and it's not even supposed to be that. It's supposed to just be a situation where you're supposed to grow together and learn and help each other heal.
That is a word.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this because going off of that. So I don't know if you all. First of all, I am single, so I am not in a relationship. So
put it out there. This Facebook dating right now.
No, let me just be honest. I'm in my healing portion. I'm enjoying this. This feels good to me. This is not about nobody else. This walk that I'm having right now is for Lindsay. It ain't for nobody else. No man, no woman, nobody. It's for me. I am in therapy. I am loving it.
Yes.
I am loving this walk. I am loving my spiritual journey that I am on right now. I am enjoying my prayer life. So, with all of that being said, is that I am learning that sometimes you just need that one person that's willing to have your back. Just one. You don't need multiples. You don't need 1,000. You need just one. And it may be hard to have that just one, but sometimes that one person can help you get over that little hump that you're looking at, that you don't know how to get over. And see, the thing is that when you have somebody that's in your life that's willing to pray for you, that's willing to walk the faith walk with you, that's willing to say, you know what, did you use your discernment today? Did you see that? Does that feel good to you? Is that what you like? Is that not what you like? You then know that you have somebody that has your back. Generational curses, like she said, are real. They are truly real. You need that person that is willing to get down with you on their knees and pray.
Yes.
I know that there are people out there that look and they're like, what is it that you have to offer me? In friendships, you need somebody that got your back. Somebody who's not willing to lie to you. You need somebody who's going to be open and honest with you. Because in a friendship, it is a two-way street. I don't need somebody that's going to coddle me and hold my hand and tell me, you know what, girl, it is okay. No, I need you to be 100 with me. Bitch, that nigga ain't good for you. He don't look good on you. He don't sit right next to you. He ain't doing nothing for you. He's sitting there and he ain't doing nothing.
Where's the basket?
I need that friend.
I gotta pass the basket around for Pastor.
Come out the collection
plate.
plate.
Pass the basket.
Come on, what's your
basket? You need that. Sometimes you need that friend. And when you get into, and what I'm learning right now is that when I am learning to be honest with myself, I am dating, and dating for me is an open and honest thing. Dating for me is telling somebody, look, this is what I see it as. This is my standard. This is what I want. Are you on that level? Do you want to be on that level with me? If you don't, push. And I'm okay with telling somebody to push. You ain't gotta be right here with me this whole time. But see, the problem that a lot of females fall into is that we get okay with saying, you know, let's just see where things go. Well, where the hell we going?
Right.
Do you have a plan?
Right.
You got a plan?
Ooh, I just read that in the book. And I read that in the book. Yeah. I read that in the book earlier, and they said a man without a plan for you is not your man.
No. So when you're dating, you date. I am 33 years old, and at this point, I am dating for a purpose. Okay. I ain't dating to be your friend. I don't want to be your baby mama. I don't want to be your side bitch. I don't want to be the person that
don't waste my
fucking
time
on the side. But no, do not waste my time. And I'm not gonna waste yours.
Enough to waste my time either, though.
What? And that's the thing, and that's why you have to be open. You have to be open and honest with everybody and every walk that you take, telling them this is what I'm looking for. And I'm not saying tell them exactly like I'm looking for a man that has an 800 credit score and he has this and he has that. You prophesize those things for yourself. Speak those into your existence.
You can't go hunting for it.
No, don't go hunting for it. Let it come to you. It's for you.
Yep.
What God has for you is for you. Stop sitting up here looking at these men and telling them you look good in those pants and you a doctor. Well, is this Dr. Mary? Did you ask? Who else deals with hair? Right.
They ain't gonna ask.
Like how what do you have for yourself? What are you asking for yourself at this
point?
And
the reason you don't have things you want that you looking for in other people is because God said you ain't ready for it.
Exactly. And you better tell somebody that, because if you don't write it down and you don't put it in for yourself,
amen.
I don't have to tell that man, because if I tell that man what I want and what I'm looking for, guess what he's gonna be?
He's what
I want and what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with having a man that will turn into what it is that you want and what you need, the issue with that is he ain't always gonna be that.
Exactly.
Nope. No.
Amen. Period. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Let's go. That's
Yes. I'm telling you, where's the
But that goes both ways for any man that's watching. Yep. Don't tell no woman what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because it's not even that you may do it consciously. You do it subconsciously. When you hear what somebody like, you start to do those things. That's a subconscious reaction.
Yes.
You know,
you
like
start talking to somebody. No, and that's the thing. So I think it's for men and women. Stop telling me what you want. I don't need to know your precise. See, this is the thing. Sometimes when you get up there, you know, the devil was an angel once.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
He was the right hand man. He was the right hand man.
So you get up and you start praying and you say, Father God, I want this, that, and the third degree. You think that devil ain't heard it?
That's why you gotta hum and mumble, because the devil can't hear you when you're mumbling and humming.
Please say that. Please say that. Please something. That I can sit up there and I can speak. I pray. I will pray in tongues. I will break it down. I will write it down. But you don't need to tell them everything, because there's some things that you just want God to know.
Ooh.
And it's gonna show up, because guess what? God had that just for you.
Amen.
And whatever you pray to God for, God gonna plant it in that man or that woman, and it's gonna blossom in your life right at the time you need it.
Say that.
Y'all, we got a retreat coming up, and I can't wait.
Y'all just blessing me.
We got a retreat coming up, and I can't wait.
Yes, because the Her Story retreat is still on.
Sorry.
Lizzie is a new guest for us this year, so I'm looking forward to this.
And I already love her. So I'm just throwing that out there. We got a retreat coming up. Her Story retreat is in like 3 weeks.
Oh my God. It's in like 3 weeks.
And this right here is basically a snippet of what is talked about during the retreat.
Yeah.
We go deep, okay? Mm-hmm. We go deep. And this is giving me all the life, okay?
Yes.
You was giving me all the life. I'm really trying. So, y'all, but when we was in this happy hour, I was about to get emotional. I feel it trying to come back on, but I'm trying to stop myself. One is the fact that we've done this for 8 weeks. I'm not gonna say I didn't see this going for 8 weeks. But the fact that we did make it 8 weeks and it was successful all 8 weeks is a great thing.
Yeah.
People love us. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying that humbly.
Right.
Let's say that. I'm saying that humbly. Because you don't know what you don't know what to expect when you do things like this. Yeah. Two, I'm emotional because this right here is almost also bonding. This happy hour is a bonding for a lot of us because everybody don't know everybody on here. So for the people that did get on here, it is a bonding experience to get to know each other, but we sharing our story still. We're comfortable enough to be able to tell what we've been through and share it in this space and not feel what's the word? Not feel
judged.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're being vulnerable. We're
being very vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
This I don't even know. Again, I'm never prepared for these. I'm that person. But I've clearly had a lot to say. And this is a lot for me, this episode anyway. Only because I have shared a lot. Like I said, being transparent is very hard. Mm-hmm. Especially doing something like this because I've always said I want some vlog or whatever. This though, this is different. This is different. Yeah. This is very hard because you wanna share your story. Yeah. But you don't want to.
You still have to be careful about what you put out there.
That.
And
you don't want to feel judged or be ashamed of what you have to say.
Yeah, because we can do a podcast. We like, we can do this, we can do that, but we like the Facebook Live works because it allows us to be personable, right, with people live, ask us questions, get in the conversation, like, and it's it's like, yeah, we can record it too, but it's like this is what feels right.
Yeah.
And you also have to be conscious of other people and other people's feelings, because sharing your story is also sharing pieces of theirs.
Exactly. Yeah. That's perfect.
So I definitely understand.
That's perfect.
Yep. So I do, and I'm not saying this I do want to say that I do appreciate the people who have come to watch us, the people who have participated in the conversations each time we go live each week, especially now in this happy hour, because I definitely didn't expect for the number of people to get on, even though it's still a few of us. I still didn't expect it to get on, and it's just like it's exciting to see y'all and to know that this really works. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, I am ready for season 2. Because
it's gonna be out on Netflix when?
Tell me about this, and I just never joined, but I know tonight was the finale, so I'm like, let me get on, because I ain't really. I can't really say I'm in my healing journey yet, but I'm working towards it.
Girl, you know what? You are in it, Rachel, because you done been through what, 3 retreats?
Yes.
And you've actually, and even though you may not feel the actual fruit of it completely, you're planting seeds. Girl, you planted seeds, even though like every step you take matters. And eventually you're gonna get to a point where you just take it on strong. But the fact that you're like you purposely, and then for y'all who don't know, this is my baby cousin. So like you're purposely putting yourself around, you young. We're older than you. So you're purposely putting yourself in atmospheres around women who can encourage you and to actually feed you. So that's a step in itself. So don't say you're not on your journey, because you are. You're looking for opportunities to become a better person. It's hard to change. Yeah. It's not easy.
You consistently came to retreat.
It's not easy. It's not easy. That's like the hardest. That's like the biggest battle that I fight between the person that I was and the person that I'm trying to become, and trying to be right here in between right now. Trying to create balance, not trying to be so hard on myself for the mistakes that I make. Sometimes I may see the old Kenyatta come up, but like reminding myself that I still made it. And I had a post come on my phone today, and I shared it in my story. 10 steps forward. If you take 10 steps forward and 1 step back, that does not mean you didn't make 9 steps forward. You know what I'm saying? You still got that credit. Just because you took a step back, that don't change nothing.
Absolutely.
And that's something actually, to get personal, like that's something that I had to deal with this week. I took a step back, and I did something that I am not proud of. But it's like to take a step back, that don't erase all the work that I've done.
Yeah.
I'm not starting over. I'm just picking up where I left off.
Mhm.
That don't change nothing. So you remember that. Like every step is going to matter. Every seed it matters. You're watering that now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, every seed is water and that's
Yeah,
all.
the harvest gonna come
Thank you.
tomorrow.
That's so nice.
Yeah, we didn't talk.
And you know what, Rachel?
I'm over here like, hey now, but I think mine's finna fall.
But Rachel, see, the thing is, you still going through lessons. You know, you got to go through stuff and experience things to know the things that you don't like. It's like you still finding yourself to build yourself over again, you know, because you're becoming a brand new you. So you can't just be a brand new you. Today you was like this person that you can't stand, and then tomorrow I got to be this brand new person. It don't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You know, so
it ain't gonna happen.
It take 9 months to make a baby. For a baby to grow. So the babies don't come overnight.
I started this journey in 2015.
So see, and everybody's journey is different.
2015.
Your journey is not the next person's journey. So please don't ever think it's on their timeline. What God has for you is for you. Your journey, your timeline is yours.
I cannot wait.
That's how we all got to
be. Y'all understand?
I know. I can't wait to the retreat. I was asking the booty like,
want to register for the retreat? Hit me up. I'm putting the plugger out there. If y'all still want to register for the 14th retreat, let me know.
Who's that?
Wait, what happened?
Who are we seeing? Hey, who are we seeing?
I'm like, hey, Zaire. Hey, Zaire.
Happy 8th grade graduation. I know it's different.
He said happy 8th grade graduation. He can't hear you.
Can't hear us because
she got the headphones on.
She letting us talk to him with headphones on.
Congratulations, Zaire.
We are so proud of you.
Congratulations, Zaire.
Thank you.
Oh,
he got that man boy.
Thank you. That's one of our babies, our CPG babies.
Ain't no baby.
It's such a blessing to watch these kids grow up, like for real. It's just such a blessing.
Yeah.
We love you, Zaire.
Like, don't be believing me.
Bye. Oh my God.
He like, Mama, you just embarrassed me.
He was coming up here sneaking past trying to look at the screen. He wanted to know what was going on.
Oh my God. She's ridiculous. So y'all, we clearly because and it's fine. It's our season finale. We can do whatever we want. So
right, because on Power, the season finale be 2 hours long.
I was gonna say because we clearly want an extra 30 minutes.
It's a season finale, y'all.
Right, you gotta have 2 episodes, the length of 2 episodes for the season finale.
Yeah, because go Corinne.
Oh my God.
Go
Sequoia.
It's our season finale. You gotta get excited because our first season went so well.
It really did.
We love
Twerk
y'all.
some,
We just
girl.
want to support y'all.
Some girl.
Yeah.
Oh, there go that chicken head.
Hey, Whitney, where you at? Hey.
Now, is this the party? Is this the party now? Right.
Okay. We gonna wrap this up though.
Look at her hips.
I'm ready for our next topic. What we gonna do?
Next season gonna be lit, y'all.
So yeah,
like 3 weeks.
Is the next season next week?
No, it's in like 3 weeks though.
Like 3 weeks.
And we gonna start the series Hot Girl Summers Reloaded because we was Hot Girl last year, so we reloading that thing.
I gotta lose a little weight.
So yeah,
I gotta lose my quarantine pounds.
You said what?
I gotta lose my quarantine pounds.
Girl, you look at me. Arm. Look at that. Rachel, what's that movie when it was like we just talking about her fat?
Tina the Talking Tommy.
So like so we definitely
talk about that like Stallion.
Okay, period. So we coming back with the Hot Girl Summers Reloaded series in a few weeks, but we also going to do some pop-up lives in between in the meantime. So just unscheduled, whatever we feeling, we just gonna hop on and just start just talking.
Just start talking.
Random.
Today I wanted to talk,
That's
so I
a
got
word.
on live to talk.
Right, is unscheduled a word?
You just made it.
I'm talking about unscheduled, like making up stuff. So this is cool. So thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for y'all input. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
So we may just have, I'm thinking we should have the first episode of the next season start off like this. So we are definitely
ladies.
What's gonna be the next topic? Do y'all know already or not?
It's Hot Girl Summer Reloaded. It's a series.
Yeah. So
that's the
so is this a ratchet series next?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a mixture. Disorder. It's gonna be a mixture. I gotta still.
You gotta bring us back down.
I gotta keep it level. You know,
we have balance.
We have to have balance.
We'll just be all ratchet all season.
Right.
No, we got balance, y'all.
You know, so we definitely, but we also want to have fun, so we're gonna just like how we doing now. So we having a serious conversation, but you got to be able to just laugh a little sometimes,
ladies.
So we definitely want to have just a little, lay it back a little bit for the summer.
If you're not in a relationship, it's Hot Girl Summer, and it's the summer of options.
Quarantine style.
Quarantine. It's time.
Okay,
all right,
so I'm about to end this. Okay, and I'm about to stop the Facebook Live.